Hello. For today's cosmic key, we're going to use the number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to cut that down to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. First card that fell out of the deck is the Pass. On the bottom, we have Tower Moments. And right underneath, Adaptation. So, in a bit of a triangle, the way the cards are aligned, you've got Past, Tower Moments, and Adaptation. This is talking about the fact that most of the things that need to crumble down to the ground have since done so, and now is the time to reevaluate what's left behind. So, the overarching message for this collective reading is speaking on the fact that no matter what happens, no matter what situations we go through, or how many tower moments we experience, or how hard it all comes crumbling and crashing to the ground around us, we always have this moment afterwards where we've passed through the dark night and we've processed the grief and the pain and the feeling of loss. And we start to search through the rubble. The rubble of a tower moment leaves behind loose structures, but the actual building itself, the tower, is completely gone. The lesson here being that no matter how tough things feel, no matter how often we go through these cycles of rebuilding, watching it all tumble down, feeling the loss, feeling the pain, feeling the suffering, grieving and mourning, we always get to the part where we sift through the rubble, we take whatever bricks are left from the previous structures, and we start to rebuild from those foundations. And the more that we do that, the more structurally sound our towers become. The more that we realize we're building things from healthier and healthier and healthier foundations, so the towers don't fall as often. They don't fall as hard. Maybe the whole thing doesn't even fall down any longer. And the more this happens, you realize it's not all completely crumbling down to the very base of where you were. Maybe a little bit falls off the top, and you gotta rebuild from there. But the truth is, sometimes we would love to convince ourselves that the world is ending, that we can't go on, that nothing will ever be the same. And guess what? It never will, but that's okay. That we don't know how we'll gain that forward momentum again, how we'll pick up and keep on going. And yet, if you sit in this present moment and think to yourself about all the times that you did feel that way, about every single time that something in your life came to an end, and it felt like the end of the world as you knew it, that you were able to keep on keeping on. You picked up and you kept on going. You did rebuild. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. What else is there? Leo. Now, the energy of the lion, strength, is something that keeps on coming out over and over again in readings that I'm doing on a personal level. And this is to speak to the parts of us that we don't often give recognition, the strength that it takes to go through these types of losses, these moments of crumbling. the deaths that we experience over and over and over again that have nothing to do with the ceasing of the physical body and everything to do with things closing themselves out so that something new can begin. In this now moment, make space for yourself to take inventory of just how much resilience and power and determination and adaptation it takes in order to go through tough moments and come out on the other side. And then to go through all of the uncomfortable things that are associated with endings and keep on moving forward and not give up. Because even when you felt like you did, or you wanted to, or you even asked for things to be done and over with and you didn't want to participate anymore, the truth is that you still kept on doing the thing. We're not sitting here in this now moment speaking about this because you gave up. We're sitting here speaking about it because you never did. And that is amazing. That's worth celebrating. This is, I know the card says twin flames, but this is the rebalancing of the divine masculine and divine feminine energy within ourselves. This is about the fact that all of us have that energy within us. And retaining balance within yourself is necessary during the healing journey to figure out how to become the eye of the storm so that no matter what happens outside of yourself, you're the peace and the calm. And this comes through the balanced ebb and flow between masculine and feminine energy. This has nothing to do with the parts on the body and everything to do with healing the parts of ourselves that maybe leaned a little bit too much in one direction or the other, where maybe some of us leaned more heavily in the masculine direction, and that tended to put us in this very fiercely independent state where we're quick to act, quick to judge, quick to lean into like the doing energy, taking action on things that can be very reactionary if it gets to an unhealthy level. And then conversely, leaning too much in the direction of the divine feminine and never taking action, but always living in the emotional state and getting caught up in the way something feels. And that would lead to things like anxiety and depression and inaction, or taking things so personally that you end up so emotionally wounded that you become stagnant and you don't want to take action on anything anymore. So the places where we are now are bringing us more to the center of ourselves, where we're not leaning in either direction, we're just grounded and balanced between the two, and in the motion of the infinity symbol, ebbing and flowing between both sides, understanding how to healthily move through these energies. When do we take action? When are we doing? When are we observing and taking in information? When are we feeling? And going back and forth between the two in a very healthy and balanced manner. Congratulations, because right here, right now, doesn't matter when you're seeing this, doesn't matter when I filmed this. The reason why we're speaking about this now is because you have done a lot of hard work to be where you are right now. Pat yourself on the back. What you've done is incredible. Even if right now you don't feel that way, even if right now you feel like you're struggling, or you feel like you haven't done enough, I'm here to let you know that you have. Because it doesn't matter how much farther left you have to go. It's always important to take space, make space, to see how far you have come, to recognize your growth and the change in you and the things that you want to implement for yourself, because you know that you don't want things to stay the way that they were. Admitting change is something that is necessary for you, is very, very deeply profound and powerful. It's an act of self-love. And whether you realize it or not, every single time that you've picked yourself up and dusted yourself off, that was another act of self-love. So, definitely congratulations, my friend. I feel so proud of you, and I hope that even if right now you don't feel proud of you, that when you finally do, you'll remember this. I love you.